Hey everyone, my name is Brendan and I'm the solo developer behind Nightsail Game Studios. This is the demo for my first ever game, Fortified Space. I made this game because I was tired of searching for games. I've always been a big sci-fi fan. I like space sims, I like different games like that. And I spent probably years on Reddit. I spent so much time looking through Steam and everything and couldn't find a game that checked all of my boxes. So this is my first attempt at a game that I would want to play. It's definitely in its early stages, but I'm learning and building, and I'm trying to just keep adding more cool stuff. And so that's it. So I'm not a game developer by trade. I have a full-time job doing other stuff, but hopefully you all find this game interesting and fun. I just want to point out everything's done by myself. The art, the music you hear playing, that's all me. So this is a reflection of my soul, I guess, for better or worse. So we will go ahead here now and play it. Okay, so we start off in a scene that I call deep space here. It's kind of a quieter area where you just take a breather. There's no combat or anything like that. You can fly around and you can get up out of your chair and walk around your ship. And for me, this was really important. I search really hard all the time whenever I play a space sim for the ability to get up out of your chair and walk around your ship. It makes it feel like a home. It makes it feel like an actual vehicle instead of you being the ship, right? So obviously the graphics is kind of rudimentary, right? It kind of reminds you of the early 2000s Flash games, but it's there. You know, you can walk around. There's your character. You've got your crew. They've got little tips for you, and you've got your dropship here, your shuttle, and your mission select, your navigation screen there. A few things I want to point out. You can read the news, and right now you see just kind of this, it's almost like a filler news article about the Library of Earth opening a new branch on Mars. But as you start completing missions, the news will update to reflect how everyone thinks of what you did. So you get to see how your mission fits into the broader storyline. Of course, for the demo, you're only going to have one mission, so you'll see it update. Well, you'll have two, technically. You'll see it update a few times, but make sure to read the news. I know it's not super obvious that square is news, but eventually I'll probably add a lot more to that. As we continue leisurely sailing through deep space, check out the lower deck here, and there are a few things going on. Right here, you've got a workout area. The player can't really use it, but it's something that you would expect to see on a ship like this. You've got an arcade game here, and I called it Marksmanship Meditation because I think it's really calming. It's just, again, something to relax with, to kind of decompress between missions. Keeps track of your score too. This is not a first-person shooter, if you hadn't figured that out by now, but this gives you a little bit of that fix if you are trigger happy. We've got a soccer ball here, very rudimentary. It's harder than it looks to score, but you can you can do that as well, kind of kill time. Over here is the more functional stuff. When you land on a planet during the actual combat missions, you use materials to build your base. And it's usually a mad dash to collect the materials while enemies are chasing you, and you're kind of building along the way. This is your farm, and this is your mining laser, and this lets you collect materials in advance up to a certain point. So let's see, for example, this is the mining laser. And you notice these asteroids floating by. You can destroy them and add materials to your cargo hold. And so that way, when you land on the planet during the combat mission, you're not in as much of a rush. You've got things ready to go, so you can build. The other thing you can do here is your hydroponic farm. Just get everything green. Make sure they have enough food, refill it, and that indicates that it's starting to grow. So this will give you wood, and then after you get wood, you can compost it here. All of this will make more sense once we get to the planet, but I wanted players to have the ability to just chill on their ship, do something productive, and while they're waiting for the plants to grow or waiting for asteroids to float by, they can kind of, test their skills in these recreational activities. I actually got a lot of these ideas from Reddit. I had asked a question on the spaceships subreddit, just asking, hey, what would you want to do on a ship on a day-to-day basis, besides doing your job? And I got a lot of good replies. People were talking about, exercising and things like that. So added those in, and it's kind of like an in-between stage between the missions. All right. And of course, at any time, you can take the helm again, you can fly, you can look for different asteroids, things like that. My plan for the full version is to add more to this deep space area. Emergent experiences, moons, derelicts, there's a lot of potential in this neutral zone. So I'm very excited for that. But anyways, we'll jump into the actual gameplay. Well, the rest of the gameplay. This is the mission select screen, the navigation console, and I hope it's pretty intuitive. Red icons mean that it's an active mission. Green, which you don't see right now, are completed missions. So you can go ahead and select that, and it'll give you a little bit of background. This is the location of this enemy planet. And I'll tell you, this one in particular is a desert planet, and it's the enemy staging point for attacks on our solar system. So the game takes place after 20 years of war. The enemy, these aliens, have been attacking the solar system for a while. It's been a stalemate. They had massacred a bunch of people on Earth at one point. This is the counterattack, right? So go ahead and select that, and you jump. And then as soon as you jump, you're going to get into a fight, because the planet will have orbital defenses and things like that. So you got to fight your way down to the surface. So those squiggly lines, coming out of warp, I was kind of inspired by the Chris Pine Star Trek movies. I know you can't really tell because it was just a bunch of squiggly lines, but that movie did warp travel really beautifully. I don't know how else to explain it, Most places just do the standard, stars turning into lines stuff, but anyways. That is the sound of missiles being fired, and this is an enemy ship that's guarding the planet. I'm right-clicking to use my defense turret. This is manual. This is not automated like you normally see in movies and TV shows. So you gotta make sure to, take out the missiles as they come in, maneuver properly, and the only way to damage the enemy ship is to use your railgun, you would left click, boom, right? So this is harder than it looks, I think. The ship's controls are very, as you can see, the inertia's carrying me. So a little bit of multitasking here, but have to destroy the ship as a condition before you can land on the planet. Oh, a lot of close calls there. And of course, at any time, you can get up out of your chair and walk around. Not recommended in this scenario, but that is available to you. Okay. So we took out the enemy ship. means we are now free to land. I guess, well, we didn't gather too many materials earlier with the laser. Let's see, checking the cargo hold. We got 3 metal, which is not a whole lot, but we are gonna go knock on their door. Okay, so you're now on the planet, and your goal is to build a fortified spaceport, a base that would allow the main landing forces to reinforce you. So basically, you're the tip of the spear, you're the first one on the planet, and you want to create a safe zone. So what you do is you gather all these materials. You've got dirt, you've got metal, and you've got wood. And you start unlocking different facilities. And your goal is to ultimately unlock the spaceport facility, which is the last thing to get unlocked. So I'm using barriers here. You can also have a personal weapon. Press G, you got your assault rifle. You'll rely on that at the beginning because you haven't unlocked anything other than walls. You don't have turrets, you don't have anything like that, but should serve you well. It's pretty quiet so far, which is good. Okay, so here you see the enemy starting to arrive. I'll place a turret so you can see how this will cave. Of course, when the enemies reach your turret, reach anything that you place, they start damaging it. So it becomes a little bit of a mad dash. You can see that I'm starting to unlock defenses because I'm standing on this base computer. The moment I leave, that stops. So you kind of have to balance gathering materials and unlocking defenses and facilities. So far I think I'm doing pretty well. I played this a lot, but ooh. Okay. Each turret is 10 metal, so, and they just destroyed one. I'm not doing as well as I was just a second ago. But as you can see, you kind of need to kite these enemies. They do keep spawning. I am not doing well. So one thing that you can do in these situations when you're getting swarmed is you can move the base computer. So you can kind of make a run for it, set up your base somewhere else. Okay, I'm watching the inventory of metal to see. Alright, now I've got 20, which is good for 2 turrets. It's 10 metal each. But I've got only 4 dirt. That's 1 barrier per dirt. 4 is not a whole lot. If you get lost, you can just use this compass here. It'll take you back to where your base computer was. I'm not doing great. This is kind of embarrassing. They destroyed all of the defenses. So what I'm gonna do is try to thin out their numbers first. They're clearly not letting up. So maybe I could build a wall and then add enough metal for 3 turrets. So we'll see if we can thin them out first, and then we can set up a base somewhere. Actually, while I'm doing this, might as well keep unlocking. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. There's so many of them that they're pushing each other through the walls. So that's not working. And I've lost all my turrets. Okay, what to do? The music, which, again, I made all of it, is really happy right now. And that does not reflect my current reality. I'm trying to show you guys how it looks when you do it properly, but I'm not succeeding. So these aliens, I've named them the Fornax. They are mysterious. They're kind of like lava monsters of some kind. I haven't put a lot of the lore into the game, so I don't want to give it away, but these are the guys that hit Earth about 2 decades ago. By the way, at the beginning of the game, on the select screen, the main menu, there's a difficulty slider, and that really determines how quickly these enemies move. So if you want them to stand completely still, you can have 0 difficulty. If you want them to basically teleport to you, you can have 500% difficulty, which would be kind of a fun way of doing things. Alright, so I am kiting them and hoping my turrets help me out. I just want to build the base, you guys. I think the fact that they're so bunched up is actually kind of helpful. Ooh, I want to lead them away from the turret, but that didn't work. Okay. Alright, we're doing this. Okay. We're doing this. We are doing this. Build split second too late. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I needed to do the farming and the asteroid mining earlier on the ship, but I was in a rush. I wanted to show you guys but you know, learn from my strategies. Don't do what I'm doing. One of the playtesters, he's really great. He focuses only on turrets. He doesn't bother with walls. Just a wall of turrets, and I think that works well for him. But I like to have a more layered approach. Okay, I think I need a minimum of 2 turrets. So... okay, that one's still alive. These enemies are attracted to you and only you until you start building facilities, which you haven't unlocked yet. Each facility buffs you, like it'll give you materials just automatically. And of course, the final facility is the wind condition, so... I want to start building again before their numbers increase too much. Okay. Let's do layers. And this is crazy. My base sucks. You know what? I'm gonna spend time just gathering materials for a bit. Because whatever I'm doing, it's not working. Maybe like 3 or 4 turrets at once. I could use some barbed wire too. Actually, this is a really useful tool that slows them down. And the barbed wire can't get destroyed. It's the only invincible thing you can place other than the base computer. So I think this is what I'll do. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. Okay, see how the barbed wire is effectively creating a choke point. The turrets are putting in the work. I think we can make it out of this one, unless we get flanked, which we are kind of getting flanked. through. Oh! That one almost got me. We're doing it. Oh, we're doing it! I was so tired of running. Okay, you know what? I need more materials. I want to build this out into a full base. Okay, and I'm leading them away, too, to kind of give my turrets a break. Build a little bit there. Okay, so barbed wire is the key. Barbed wire is the key. Let me get some more. I'm multitasking here. I'm trying to run and shoot and build. Okay. Okay, the pressure has alleviated. I keep gathering materials. This is a really great start. I'm looking kind of cool now, right? That's what I'm doing. Okay. Whew. We can do this. Probably not even worth shooting them at this point. It's nice when they're bunched up because I think, yeah, sometimes the bullets will go through. So, oh, I'll pick that up. Okay, it's getting a little uncomfortable again. But it's okay, I have my safe base to run back to. I have a lot of wood. You've got gates here. I'll show you what those do as well. They're basically, they're gates, so the enemies can't go through them, but you can. I personally don't use them very much, even though I built them in, but I'll show you how that works. Right, like that. Okay, I'll put one. Okay. Oh, man. Because... Oh, no. The enemies, if there's enough of them, can push each other through. They can push each other basically over the walls. And that's what screwed me just now. I gotta keep up the pressure on them, otherwise the waves grow. Do I have any turrets left? Nope, I don't even have walls. Okay. Okay, we can rebuild. Boy. Okay, I have the barbed wire there already. As I said, those don't get destroyed. So I'm gonna keep getting more and more turrets, maybe. Again, I gotta thin this out. Okay, and I'll keep leading them in circles so they don't directly attack the base. I think we're good. I think we're okay. This doesn't look like a huge group. Okay, we're good. We're good. Rebuild the walls. Some more layers. The space looks so bad right now. I need more turrets. I need more metal. Metal is really valuable, as you can see. Metal and dirt. Meanwhile, the wood will come into play once we unlock some facilities, which I still haven't done. Because the base keeps getting overrun. You know, you'd think I'd be better at this as the person who made the game. But actually, this keeps it fun for me, too. I'm still addicted to this, even though I made it, because, you know, different strategies lead to very different results. And I've built it so at least I can't figure out what the meta is. I can't figure out what the best way of doing this is. There was a best way before, but then I patched it, so you're welcome. Okay. We are gonna build more. Ooh, this one. Okay, we've got a ton of turrets. This is good, right? More layers of walls. Layered defense, right? Back here is a weak point. Okay, I've now unlocked my first facility. This one in particular is the barracks. So what that does is automatically spawn metal for you. It increases your metal that's in your inventory at a pretty slow rate, but it's there. Any of these facilities can be destroyed the moment an enemy touches it. So these don't have health at all. So you want to make sure they're pretty well protected. That's good because, you know, you've seen me struggle to keep gathering metal, but once I have this, it'll start spawning metal for me. And you can stack them. So if you have more than one barracks built, the metal will spawn even faster. So I need 10 metal and 10 wood. So now the wood is finally useful. Unless you're a gates kind of person. But, let me get 10 here, and I'll show you how that works. I hope this is, like, interesting to watch, because it is a struggle to do. Alright, we've got 10. We'll head on over back to the base before the waves start building again, the waves of enemies. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is build that there. Now the moment this is placed, enemies get attracted to it, okay? They may prioritize attacking that over attacking you. So make sure it's well defended. So I'm placing some... You see I'm kind of moving some defenses over. But they are all coming from this side, which is good for me. I'm trying to protect this right now. Okay, as I'm doing that, you'll see I unlocked the second facility, which is a farm. And that does what the barracks does, except for dirt. So basically, the barracks gives you the materials you need for more turrets and more barbed wire. The farm gives you more materials for more barriers. So this is good, right? You can see my metal inventory has been increasing, even though I haven't been out gathering. See that? Once it gets to 10, I can drop another turret. Start building a safe area. Remember, the moment an enemy touches the barracks, it's done for. So we gotta focus on the defense of that. They're getting uncomfortably close, but we handled it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Whew. Man. Oh, and I've unlocked the spaceport. So this is the final, once you have this, you wait for your reinforcements to arrive and then you've beaten the mission. So this one takes 50 metal and 50 dirt. And you also need to have built 2 barracks and 1 farm. So you gotta build up these, basically you have to build up a full base before you place the spaceport. And this thing's pretty big too. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's nice and quiet now, so I'm gonna gather materials for a farm and maybe another barracks. Actually, let me drop another turret here. Oh, I'm getting stuck. Okay. There we go. In the full version of the game, there's going to be multiple planets, and each of them is going to have their own unique characteristic. It's not going to be all flat like this. You're going to have terrain. You're going to have different things. I've got an ice planet. I've got an ocean planet. I definitely want the planets to be unique and force you to think about different types of strategies. But in the demo, this is the only ground combat that you'll see. So let's see, I'm looking for dirt because to spawn a farm I need 10 dirt. And there are invisible map boundaries out here. It'll just spawn you back. Oh, and I guess I didn't mention this, but the moment an enemy touches you, you die as well. You'll respawn back on your ship, and you'll have to start over. Your base saves once you've beaten the mission, once you've built a spaceport and defended it for 60 seconds as reinforcements arrive. Okay, I've got 10, which is enough to build a farm. I'm watching this dirt right here. Get a little bit extra for the defense, because the farm, same thing, no health, so you gotta defend it. Okay, this seems like maybe a good spot. Okay. Maybe I'll place a few turrets there. Oh no, oh no. Oh yes. Okay. Alright, wow. That was great. Okay, we need to build one more barracks in order to unlock the spaceport. Alright, what do you guys think? That's pretty good, right? This base is so ugly. But if it works, it's not stupid. Okay, so now I've met the conditions. As long as I can keep my facilities here and not destroyed, I've now met the conditions to build a spaceport. That was really close right there. Oh my goodness, hold on, hold on, hold on. Okay. I have a big gaping hole over here. That was a little close. I'm gonna start repurposing, because this center part doesn't have to be defended anymore. Right, so I can build more of a proper perimeter, you know. Oh, and this is a way of repairing your base pieces, is just picking them up with the spacebar and then placing them, placing them again. Okay, that's looking good. Don't need these there. Put them on the outside. Alright. Okay. Nice, I'm feeling good about this. Okay, so now I have to get 50 metal and 50 dirt to build the spaceport, which that can happen a lot faster than you think, because you've got these working for you, they're spawning for you, and oh my god. Okay, and also you can pick them up pretty quick. I hope you're enjoying the soundtrack to this game, by the way. Played a bit of piano and guitar in my youth. I was actually part of a punk rock band in high school. We were not very good because I was learning guitar while I was but anyways, that's my musical background, and I'm using it for for this game to serenade you. My number one priority was to avoid making music that was annoying, because that can kill a game, I think. It doesn't have to be good, just not annoying, so. And I always accidentally end up making music that's more relaxing than I intended, I think because of my piano background. Yeah, I wanted some more, well, like rock style music, but I just end up with this orchestral. That's cool, right? It's kind of fancy. Okay, we're getting close to 50 metal already. See how quick that was? Once you reach the steady state of a good bass, you can kind of start relaxing, which is nice. Okay, 50 metal. Now we just need 50 dirt. I'm already relaxing. I'm already cocky. I'm like, all right, we're gonna beat this. Almost there. $50. There we go. All right, I'm not gonna waste any more time. We're gonna build this space for it, unless there's a crazy amount of enemies, which looks like we thinned them out pretty well. Take that. Alright. We're flying. We're flying. Oh, there we go. Okay, where do you think is a safe place to dump this? Should I take a risk and just put it here? I'm kind of scared. You know what? I'm gonna build a little bit of defenses in advance. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'll wait for the materials to go up a little bit so I can place turrets and things like that. Maybe I'll wait till 60 and 60. We don't really need that anymore. Maybe I'll move some of the turrets. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. We can move barriers as well to reclaim the materials. I'm hoping this works for... We've got 45 seconds left, that's all we have to hold out for. Oh no. Okay, we got one turret here. Maybe this was a good idea. We can do this, 29 seconds. Let's do this. Remember, the moment an enemy touches this thing, I have to collect another 50 turret and 50 metal, but okay. 10 seconds. I believe in us. Wow. Nope. Nice try. And here we are. Reinforcements. Okay, so now you got a few Marines here. They're gonna defend everything. And you've beaten the mission. So if you die from here on out, if you quit, whatever, you've already beaten the mission. So that's recorded. At this point too, your base is saved. So whatever changes you make to it, you can add to it, you can subtract from it. It'll be saved. It'll be here if you ever return to the planet, if you want to keep building. Why would you want to keep building? Well, look at this button. You've now unlocked sandbox mode, basically for this planet. So every time you press this button, boom, 100 supplies each. So you can now do whatever you want. So this is kind of fun. Oh, you can see the Marines are shooting. The enemies will still try to attack, and if you want to play where they're attacking at completely full force, what you can do is leave the planet and come back, and all of the enemies will come at once, so that's always a fun thing to do. But yeah, now you can do whatever you want. You can build, you can make it decorative, you can look nicer than this kind of mess we've done. But that's our base. We've done it. And to extract, you just go to the shuttle, the dropship, and you press F. If you want to start from scratch, and you can't undo this, so make sure you're careful about it, you can click Restart Mission, and it'll wipe everything and start you off in the middle again, and you can play this planet once more without everything unlocked and stuff. Okay? So, extract, and we're back in space. Our ship has come to pick us up. And now, since we've beaten this mission, the planet is now under the control of the Unified Earth Forces. That's you. You can see that it's our ships, our troop ships, that are here in orbit. No more space combat to worry about. Okay. So that's the main mission that's included in the demo. There's one more. You can see now we've unlocked the next mission. Oh, by the way, before I forget, you can read the news. There we go. So here's an article about what you just did, where you attacked the planet, you won. It's the first time, in the story, basically, that Earth has fought back, that we've found one of their planets, and we're no longer playing defense. And of course, you've got some controversy. But yeah, so yeah, this keeps updating after every mission. Now, the last mission, well, there's a few things left in the demo. This next mission here is a fleet battle. So the enemy fleet has noticed, of course, you're taking up their planet. They're coming to fight you. So we're meeting them in open space. We're going to fight in a fleet battle. But I've limited this to 30 seconds only, just to give you a little bit of taste. We'll jump into it. Okay, here we are. We're in a fleet battle. You've got these frigates here. They're allied ships. They'll try to shoot down missiles. They'll shoot their railguns. They're your allies. Now, in this first space battle, the mission is to destroy the enemy ships, and there's several of them. The mechanic is identical to what we had when we were attacking the planet. Oh. Well. Anyways. In other fleet battles, there'll be different objectives. I've already built one where, for example, you're escorting a capital ship because it needs to launch a nuclear missile. There's going to be a lot of different mission types in general in the full version. When making this game, I was inspired a lot by, for example, The Expanse and other sci-fi like that. So I just returned us to deep space, just for a breather. And the last thing I'm going to show you guys is Earth, which you can return to. It's not really a mission. There's no combat there, nothing like that. It's just a place to kind of walk around, take in the sights, and that's where a lot of the lore is. At least right now. I want the lore to be emergent, right? I want you to be able to discover it, but for now, you can go to Earth and read about it. So. Because everyone loves to read when playing video games, right? But it's there for you if you want it. Some people like reading in video games, right? Like when you're in Skyrim. Anyone read those books? I never did. Okay, so this is Earth. Nice and chill. You can see we're over North America. Same thing. Okay. This is the spaceport. Again, most of this is decorative at this point. I think it would be cool to be able to start certain side quests here and really use this space more, but in the demo version, current stage of development, it's fairly simple. So you've got the spaceport, you've got the central park, you've got the headquarters of the Unified Earth Forces. Now again, this is just for show at this point. In case you want to be somewhere more populated than the cold depths of space. You've got the council chambers down here. This is kind of the government of this unified Earth. And then you've got the Library of Earth, and this is it. You can go to the catalog and you can read through certain things. I just put, so this this gives you the history of the war. If you're curious why we're fighting, got Earth government for kids, like it's this kid's book about how the Earth government works. I put in recipes here. These are, I'm really bad at cooking, but these are the recipes that I know. A lot of it's like, steamed tilapia, and you can air fry some pork loin. These are real recipes, so feel free to try them out if you want. There's also a little bit about the military that you're a part of, and there's a little ship guide. And this is your ship here, the Archer class Corvette. And yeah, so that's the main purpose of Earth. So don't get your expectations up too high, but this is here for you if you want to just chill for a little bit. You know, remember who you're fighting for and all that. All right. So you just return by going back to your shuttle. Okay. I think that was all of it. I hope you all enjoyed watching this demo playthrough. Again, my name is Brendan. I'm the only person in Nightsail Game Studios. I created it. I'm the solo dev. And I called it Nightsail Game Studios, by the way, because I like that kind of cozy feeling that you would get in some space sims, where you're kind of safe and cozy on your ship, and it's dangerous outside of your ship. I tried to kind of capture that feeling here. Think I can work on it a little bit more, but that feeling is like when you're on a sailboat in the middle of the night, the ocean is completely pitch black, but on your boat there's a warm light, and it feels cozy. And so that's kind of why that's kind of like one of my driving principles behind this game, and it's why I put all this random stuff in the ship, because I wanted you to feel like, after getting chased by all those enemies, here you are again, kicking your soccer ball, waiting for your plants to grow, doing much more relaxing and slow things. Mining lasers. I really like the sound of oh, you don't have asteroids. We're still in Earth orbit. But I like the sounds of the asteroids exploding. But anyways, feel free to play the demo yourself. I'd be curious to see, screenshots and videos of how you approach the planet defense. Everyone's got their own strategies. And give the full game a wish list. This is just very, very surface level, first mission. I was thinking of creating all kinds of stuff for the full version. Ship-to-ship boardings, stealth missions. I'm a huge fan of Helldivers and Halo and ODSTs and stuff. Maybe those kinds of missions too. But I don't want to over-promise and under-deliver. But just know that I have a lot of plans for this game. It's probably not going to come out, the full game, until the end of the year. So make sure to wish list so you're notified of any updates and releases. So thanks for joining me. Happy gaming.